Hi everybody, as y'all know, I'm Sally and I'm a current college student with FSCJ. I'm currently enrolled in a speech class, and a couple of weeks ago we had to interview somebody about their career, their job, an interest or a hobby that they have. I decided to interview Ellen as she is a 14-year employee of AT&T, and she has had a few different positions in the field of research and sales with AT&T. The main reason that I decided to interview Ellen is because as a college student, I'm always looking for the different jobs and careers that people have chosen to see what interests me the most, to see what their daily life consists of, and just to see if maybe the career path I chose, which is health administration, if there's something that would better suit me and my wants and needs. With my interview with Ellen, I learned a lot about what she does on a daily basis at AT&T, but I also learned a lot about AT&T as a whole because I did some research before the interview. When we started off the interview, we started talking about her daily basis, and we talked about how when she gets there, she said she always fires her computer up and looks at her agenda. She'll decide what she needs to do right away and then what can wait until later in the day, and then she bases what she's going to do that day off of that. She also mentioned that they go through a lot of training constantly at AT&T. I thought this was very interesting because it not only helps them with their current job at AT&T, but if the employees did decide to further their career or to choose a different career path, that would help, that would widen their knowledge, and it would give them a foot up in trying to find a different job. I mentioned some of the research I had done to her, and I went on a website, and it was called AT&TEmployeeReviews.com. I learned that most of the employees didn't have anything negative to say about AT&T, and they all described their daily basis of a job as pretty much what Ellen described hers as. They all also mentioned that their busiest time of the year was around Christmas, whenever they are trying to sell all of their gadgets for Christmas presents or Hanukkah presents, or just mainly around the holidays, whenever the other companies are coming out with their new gadgets and then people want their data plans to follow through. So I brought that up to Ellen, and she said that her busiest time of the year was actually in the summer because a lot of businesses close down in the summer, and since she no longer deals with the sales side, which would be around the holidays being the busiest time, she now deals with the research side of everything, which happens to be during the summer. So after we talked about her daily basis and everything, I also asked her about how she felt about advancements with AT&T, because also on the website they said that advancements were great, that you also needed to have a great education for it. And by a great education, I mean you needed to have a furthered education than just your college degree. And I asked her about that, and she said that is true, that she's at a high position right now, but if she wanted to further her career path anymore, she would either have to start traveling a lot, which she said she didn't want to do because it took away from her family time, which she felt is more important now, or she needed her master's, which I also thought that was very interesting because a lot of people just get their bachelor's in college, which still gets them great jobs, but nowadays even more and more companies are requiring you to have your master's in order to have your career path go as far as possible, which I really like that because it makes people my age and even younger than me that are still in high school want to make their college education as important as possible. It makes people want to further their education and become more knowledgeable and become more presentable to these companies in order to be hired. So the gist of this interview was that communication skills are absolutely necessary whenever it comes to working anywhere, whether you're working as a sales rep or as a research rep or pretty much in any company in any job setting. Communication skills are a priority, and the communication skills you need are what you learn from classes such as the one that I'm currently in, such as the one that you'll take, or such as one that you guys already did take, and that, your communication skills being good and viable are an absolute necessity in order to be valued as an asset to a company. Thank you guys so much for listening to my speech, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the day.